This is TechCrunch. Every time you ask ChatGPT a question, your request triggers a data relay race. Information leaves memory, passes through a CPU for pre-processing, travels to a GPU for heavy computation, and then makes its way back, and that entire journey repeats for every single word the AI generates. The bottleneck is structural. It means routing through some of the most expensive and power-intensive chips in the industry on every single request. Now, that inefficiency is exactly what Xcena, a startup that has offices in South Korea and the US, is trying to solve. The 4-year-old startup has designed a chip that places compute capabilities much closer to DRAM, the fast short-term memory chips that store data a processor is actively using, allowing routine data operations to be handled near memory without the costly round trips between CPUs, GPUs, and memory. Now, if it works at scale, the implications for AI infrastructure costs could be significant, which largely explains investor enthusiasm around the country. Indeed, Xcena just raised $135 million in a Series B at a valuation of $570 million, bringing its total raised to $185 million. Xcena CEO Jin Kim co-founded the startup back in 2022 alongside two other veterans of Samsung and SK Hynix, the memory giants that supply chips powering NVIDIA's GPUs. Kim said CPUs and GPUs have both gotten smarter over the decades. Memory never did. Xcena wants to change that. The recent rise in memory prices and related stocks points to a broader shift in AI infrastructure toward memory-centric architectures. Now, Xcena is betting its business on the thesis that inference isn't just a compute problem. It's increasingly a memory scaling problem. Xcena's chip, the MX1, connects to the CPU through CXL, which the Compute Express Link, essentially a dedicated express lane between the processor and memory, processing data before it ever needs to leave the memory module. It brings compute to the data, not the other way around. The company claims that what used to require 10 servers could potentially run on just one. Kim said that while GPUs excel at matrix multiplication, the heavy math behind AI model training, much of the surrounding data orchestration, including pre-processing, KV cache management, and data coaching, still runs on CPUs. And he added that their chip handles those tasks directly within the memory module itself. Demand for memory solutions has surged since the second half of last year, and the company believes the timing is working in its favor. Conversations with several global memory vendors are in early stages, though Kim declined to name them. The company's ideal customers are hyperscalers, spending tens of billions a year on AI infrastructure, where even a small gain in memory efficiency can mean hundreds of millions in savings. The MX1 is still a prototype. Mass production chips are scheduled to roll off Samsung's foundry lines by the end of this year, with the company expecting to generate revenue next year. While neural processing unit or NPU makers are competing to challenge NVIDIA for training workloads, Xcena is targeting the memory-intensive layer that sits underneath all of it. Xcena's closest rivals include Astera Labs and Marvell, both NASDAQ-listed companies working on next-gen memory connectivity. Marvell is a large, established player already working in the same space. Kim added that the differentiator comes down to intellectual property. We have thousands of cores. Marvell's approach relies on a handful of general-purpose cores by comparison. Now, those cores are built on RISC-V, an open-source chip design blueprint, and optimized specifically for data processing, with each core deliberately kept small and efficient. Beyond the cores themselves, Xcena designs its own internal memory hierarchy, interconnect bus, and DRAM controller, a level of vertical integration that most chip companies, including larger rivals, typically outsource. Seoul-based VC firms Altinum and IMM Investment co-led the Series B round, along with Corestone Asia and existing investors SBI Investment and Murray Asset Capital. The company, which has more than 90 staff across offices in Pangyo, a tech hub outside of Seoul, and Sunnyvale, is also in conversations with international investors about additional funding. Glean is a company often described as the Google for enterprise, and the company said it has reached $300 million in annual recurring revenue, a threefold increase from the $100 million milestone it reached just 15 months ago. While many AI startups are growing at a blistering pace, Glean's progress is particularly remarkable. After years of essentially being the only player in the category, the 7-year-old startup is accelerating its growth as tech giants enter the enterprise AI search market with rival products. Glean CEO Arvind Jain told TechCrunch, "The first 4 or 5 years of our existence, we had no competition, given how important search is to make AI work in the enterprise. Every single company in the world wants to be in this space." Tech heavyweights building Glean-like tools include Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, Anthropic, Salesforce, and Atlassian. Jain maintains there is value in being a first mover in the space, but that it's equally important to offer a better product as well. What Glean does better than its competition, according to Jain, comes down to the deep understanding that its AI tools have of customers' business needs. Glean's AI achieves this knowledge, a concept captured by the new popular term context graph, by connecting to and learning from enterprises' internal software systems. Jain claims that Glean's context graph also helps enterprises cut AI computing costs. He said, "If you connect your AI to Glean, it gives you all the information that you need to do your work, and that results in AI consuming far fewer tokens compared to if you unleash AI onto your systems directly. That's because with Glean, AI ends up performing fewer operations. At a time when many companies are blowing through their AI budgets, those token cost savings have become a major selling point for the company." The company, which was last valued at $7.2 billion when it raised a $150 million Series F last June, offers various pricing structures to its customers, which include Databricks, Reddit, Pinterest, and Samsung. According to Jain, Glean offers both a consumption-based model, where clients pay per use, and a hybrid model that combines a fixed monthly fee for active users with separate usage fees for model consumption. Glean is definitely not the first company to do this, but it is worth pointing out that the company's $300 million milestone cannot be fully described as traditional ARR, because a consumption model, by definition, does not have a strictly recurring component. Pure consumption pricing models depend on fluctuating user activity rather than predictable subscription renewals. Therefore, a portion of Glean's top line is more accurately described as an annualized revenue run rate. That's all for now. This episode featured journalism from Kate Park and Marina Timken. For the latest tech news, go to TechCrunch.com.